Pursuing an MBA from IIM Udaipur, was it worth it? Hi, I'm Anushka and today I'm going to talk about it in this video. I'll share my honest experience, the highs, the lows and everything in between, from academics to placements to campus life and the mistakes I made. First, a little bit about me. I graduated from IIM Udaipur with an MBA in 2023 and later on worked as a product manager in a leading bank in India. But here's the thing, my journey wasn't all smooth sailing. There were challenges, surprises and a lot of learning along the way. Today, I'll break it all down for you, from academics and campus life to placements and personal growth. If you are thinking about pursuing an MBA, especially at IIM Udaipur, this video will give you a clear picture of what to expect and how it will be at campus. Let's start with academics. The coursework at IIM Udaipur was intense, but it was also incredibly rewarding. We had a mix of core subjects like finance, marketing and operations and human resources, along with electives which we had to select ourselves. That allowed us to specialize. So this is how the course structure is. We had 3 terms in a year. So it was a 2-year course. So it was 3 terms in a year and 6 in total. So in the first year, the courses were mandatory for everybody. We all had the same course, or the batches of 300 students, and everybody studied the same thing. But in the second year, after the internship, you get to study what you want to study as per your interest. You can choose your courses and the domain you want to work in later on. For me, marketing was totally the highlight. Professors were top-notch and the case study method really pushed us to think critically. There were sleepless nights, endless assignments and the pressure to perform. If you're someone who thrives in this competitive environment, you'll love it. But if you're somebody like me who doesn't like so much of pressure, it can be overwhelming at times. My advice, stay organized, manage your time well, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. That's where I lacked. One thing that surprised me the most was that it's not really that difficult to score good in an IIM. As I had thought before going there, I thought that it will be very competitive, everybody will be studying like anything, and I don't know if I'll be able to score that good in front of people who are all very smart. But the thing is, it's not very common to fail in an IIM. If you prepare well, if you know the things well, you will pass the exam and you can even score good, because the grading system is relative and it's quite easy for you to score good if you study well. But don't let that fool you. You still need to put in the efforts to stay ahead. One thing which I found the most challenging was that in school and in my bachelor's, I have always studied. The exams were always based on memory, but in IIM it was so different. It was not at all based on the memory in how much you remember from what has been taught. It's all about the concepts and it's all about the case studies. If you know how to solve case well, you'll thrive. Now let's talk about campus life. IIM Udaipur has a stunning campus in between the hills of Udaipur. It's very serene, and living there for 2 years was probably the best part of my MBA. All festivals are celebrated with excitement and every event on campus is organized by students from scratch. That's the most interesting thing. There's always something happening, whether it's a cultural festival, corporate seminars or case study competitions. They are a big deal here. If you are someone who loves solving real world problems, business problems, you'll have plenty of opportunities to participate and showcase your skills. But while the campus is beautiful, it's also quite remote. Udaipur is a small city, so if you are someone who loves the hustle bustle of a metro city, you might find it a bit isolating, but at the same time it's like a vacation. So it's a very pretty place to live in, and the campus is quite happening all the time. I never faced that problem, but I know people who did at certain points of time. But the close-knit community made up for it, and I made some of my best friends there, and you'll make them too. Placements and career opportunities. One of the biggest reasons people pursue an MBA is for career opportunities. And IIM Udaipur didn't disappoint. The placement season, however, is the most stressful time of the MBA journey. I joined IIM Udaipur thinking it had a strong reputation for marketing, which was my area of interest. But during placement, I noticed that most of the initial roles were in finance, and I made the mistake of being too selective in the companies I applied to. And I paid the price by feeling the pressure as the placement season progressed. My advice: apply to all the roles initially and take the best offers you can, because initially all the companies which come offer much more than the companies which will come later on. Like the packages at our placement were starting from 40 to 35 max, and later on it went to 20, 15. That is good as well, but if you're someone who cares about the money you get after the IIM, you should apply to all the companies initially. For me, I was a fresher and I did not think of the package as a big criteria for my first job. All I wanted was a right role for myself, and I did not want to get into a company just because the package was high and then later on hate the job. So yeah, I didn't think the salary is that important initially. You just need to learn things in a practical environment. But of course, it's a smart move to apply in all the companies. The placement committee and preparation committee does a great job in preparing us with mock interviews. Resume building workshops are also there. There are a lot of networking opportunities. I eventually landed a role as a product manager at a leading bank, which wasn't really my dream job, but it surely gave me a good start. The whole placement experience taught me to be more flexible and open-minded. Now let's talk about the challenges. For me, the biggest challenge was balancing academics, extracurriculars, and personal life. There were sleepless nights, endless assignments, and pressure to perform. But looking back, those challenges taught me so much. I learned how to prioritize, how to work under pressure, and more importantly, how to believe in myself. You do get better at time management by the second or third term, and second year is anyways comparatively less hectic in terms of academic, but of course there is placement to worry about in second year. If you're watching this and wondering how to get into an IIM, here's my advice: prepare well and ace the CAT exam. Your CAT score is the first step. Focus on quant, verbal ability, logical reasoning. Prepare well for a year or two. Take your time, but prepare well and give the exam. Give mock tests, a lot of mock tests, and be ready for it before you go into the exam. And get a good score. That's the first basic requirement that will give you the shortlist. Later on, once you are done with CAT, work on your profile. IIMs look for a well-rounded profile. Highlight your academics, work experience, extracurricular activities, achievements, and yeah, just make your resume look good overall, because they do look at things much more than your academics. Third is prepare for the interviews. Be ready to discuss your goals, strengths, weaknesses, and why you want to pursue MBA, their favorite question. And of course, they will grill you in most of the cases because they want to see how the student handles the pressure in an interview and if they are a right fit at all for an MBA. So, and the last thing, stay consistent. I know the process of getting into an IIM is tough, but consistency and hard work will pay off for sure. Just trust in the process. Last but not the least, if you are considering an MBA from IIM Udaipur, here are my top tips. Be prepared for hard work. It's not going to be easy, but it will be worth it. 2. Network, and network. Build relationships with your peers, professors, and alumni. They'll be your biggest support system later on. You might not realize it then, but you will know it later on once you graduate. And 3rd, stay open-minded. Be open to new experiences and roles. You might discover a passion you didn't know about. Enjoy the journey. It's not about the degree. It's about the experiences and memories you'll create along the way. And you might meet one of the best friends of your life. So be prepared. Okay, so let's wrap up. Was my experience at IIM Udaipur worth it? Absolutely. It challenged me, it pushed me out of my comfort zone, and helped me grow both personally and professionally. If you're ready to put in the work, it can do the same for you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And if you have any questions about IIM Udaipur, about MBA in general, or CAT, or any suggestions for my next video, just drop them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it from you. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.